Let's start things off by discussing the geography of Fiji. Fiji is a volcanic island chain located about 4,450 kilometers southwest of Honolulu and about 1,770 kilometers north of New Zealand. Of the 332 islands and about 550 smaller isles that make up the archipelago, Fiji has about 106 of those islands permanently inhabited. And the total land size is about 18,272 square kilometers. Of the 106 permanently inhabited islands, the island of Viti Levu encompasses 57% of the landmass. Chances are you're probably going to be visiting there because that's where the main international airport in Nadi is located. The island's population comprises 69% of the entire nation's population, and it's the most popular holiday destination in the country. The history of Fiji begins when settlers arrived from the islands of Melanesia around 3,500 years ago. Arriving in outrigger canoes, they carried with them a wide variety of food plants, the pig, as well as a pottery style known as lapita ware. In most areas of Fiji, these settlers lived in small communities on ridges where they could live in fortified villages and practiced a slash and burn type of agriculture. Traditional Fijian society was hierarchical. Leaders were chosen according to rank, which was based on their descent as well as their personal achievements. By alliance or conquest, communities might form confederations led by paramount chiefs, and warfare was common, as was cannibalism up until the 1800s. The first European to see Fiji was the Dutch explorer Abel Tasman, and about 100 years later, the British explorer Captain Cook. When Fiji became a part of the British Empire, it became an important region for growing sugarcane. Between 1879 and 1916, over 60,000 immigrants from India were brought to Fiji as indentured servants to work in the sugarcane industry. Many stayed after their period of labor ended and set up successful farms of their own, leaving a lasting cultural legacy that is still felt today in modern Fiji. The most popular time to visit Fiji is June through September and is considered the peak season for tourists. This is because it's the dry season in Fiji. With all of these different islands, you're probably asking yourself, which island am I going to fly into? Chances are you'll be flying into Nadi International Airport on Viti Levu. The airport handles over 97% of incoming flights, as well as being an important regional hub for flights across the Pacific. But what about where to stay? When it comes to accommodation, you're gonna have a lot of different options for hotels and resorts, but outside of that, not that many options. My wife and I really love staying in Airbnbs, and we found that most of the Airbnbs were fully booked or were just not all that great. So it's something to keep in mind if you're planning a trip to Fiji and you don't want to stay in an expensive resort. Definitely take the time to plan ahead and try to book way in advance. Most of you will probably be staying in a resort. The resorts really range from kind of a basic hotel to very high-end luxury resorts, many of them on their own private islands. So you really do have a large spectrum to choose from there. But overall, what I found was that accommodation in Fiji is actually quite expensive. It was a big surprise for me because we had very affordable airfare from here in New Zealand. We had round trip tickets that only cost us about $400 per ticket. But when we began looking at accommodation, we were both just really floored with the prices for accommodation in Fiji. So it's definitely something to keep in mind that you're probably going to be spending a fair chunk of change for your accommodation. That being said, the accommodation is really nice. So it is kind of like a bucket list travel experience. Now, when it came for our trip, one of the things that I wanted to keep in mind is that as a surfer, I was very interested in surfing some of the famous waves in Fiji, including Cloudbreak. Cloudbreak is located off the western coast of Viti Levu, and so you have to be staying fairly nearby in order to get a boat to go surf the wave. So we ended up choosing the Marriott Resort in Momi Bay, and it was a wonderful stay, really beautiful, kind of isolated, so there wasn't a lot around the resort. It's pretty far out there, but in regards to surfing, I was able to get a boat that would come and pick me up every day from the dock at the resort and take me 15 minutes to the wave. So that was one of the main things that I was considering when looking at accommodation. Now, if you're not a surfer, there are plenty of other places to stay all across the island and all across all of the islands of Fiji. So if surfing is not at the top of your list, then you might have a little bit more flexibility. But for me, wanting to surf these waves, I need to be in that area. So now that you've figured out where you're going to stay, you're probably wondering what you're going to do during your vacation. Now, many of us like to just kick up our feet and relax, and I'm all for that, but there's only so much relaxing I can do. When I'm traveling, I'm very interested in cultural experiences. I feel like they give you so many memories that are just priceless. So that was something that we wanted to accomplish on this trip, as well as relaxing, as well as surfing. Here's what we got up to, and stick around because I'm gonna go through each of these experiences and kind of just dive right in with the vlogs that I shot there, as well as give you additional information that might help with planning your upcoming trip. First and foremost, like I said, one of the main things I wanted to do on this trip was surf. So the waves in the Mamanuca Islands near Cloudbreak, Tavarua Island, Numatu Island, there are a myriad of different waves for all different levels of surfers, but Cloudbreak is the pinnacle wave there in Fiji. It's one of the best waves in the world, and if you're a goofy footer, you're gonna be really happy. Even if you're regular like me, it's a bucket list surfing destination and caught some incredible waves. Take a look for yourself. Okay, good morning friends. We are on our way to Cloudbreak, and it's a beautiful day, no wind, and a big swell. So let's see what we get into. Like I said, we really wanted to have a relaxing vacation, a relaxing honeymoon. So we spent a lot of the time by the pool just soaking up vitamin D, but I definitely recommend that you take some time to get out of your resort and engage with the local culture. The best way that we found out to do that was just renting a car. So we rented a car from our resort. It cost about $70 to rent for the day, and this is what we got up to. All right, good morning friends. It's a beautiful day here in Fiji, and today we're gonna go hop in the rental car down to a nearby beach, and we're gonna go horseback riding. It's gonna be super fun. It's a beautiful day. Let's get started. From the resort in Momi Bay, we drove south along the Queen's Highway, which is the main highway that circles the island of Viti Levu. They got all sorts of... Yeah.
is cherry.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good of putting.
Ready? Good? Okay. So pretty.
Excited to ride some horses on the beach. This is something we always talk about, so the fact that it's just fallen into our laps, really. And so I'm really looking forward to it.
That's like one of the good things about just kind of exploring, getting lost. We stumbled upon this place yesterday and didn't know that there was horseback riding here, but we're very excited. I love horses, you know, horses and dogs.
Also a horse on the beach.
Horse on the beach.
Yeah.
Very true, yeah. It's gonna be fun, let's go. Ready to go into the cave?
Yeah. We go inside.
Ready to go in the cave.
Yeah.
Over on this cave, when we nearly to enter, we always say Bula. 1, 2, 3, Bula! Our ancestors usually hide in this cave in the olden days, to hide from the enemies, because in the olden days, warriors from another part of Fiji, normally they usually hunt each other. So the chief, they usually order them to hunt some villages, because just to grab the land and grab the people. If they defeat that village, that chief own that land and own that village and own the people. So they whack them on the head, kill them. And eat them! So my village never defeated in the olden days.
Nice.
So they usually hide in this cave. When the church arrive in Fiji, when cannibalism time is all over, then they move on the mainland.
Oh, you can see the smoke
Smoke,
from the fires.
from the fire in the olden days. So this cave, like, the chief always sit here in the olden days. That's where we cross.
Yeah.
Our ancestors usually stand here when they see the enemies arrive on the mountain. They usually go around and bang the magic stone. No matter it's low tide.
Yeah.
It's gonna be big currents here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Horses are quite common in Fiji. They're actually one of the main sources of transportation for the locals, as well as being used on farms as draft animals. But these little horses were super friendly and really easy to ride, so it doesn't really matter what your riding level was. There's probably a horse in Fiji with your name on it. Bula!
How are you?
Good, how are you? Nice horses. You have Miss a Cow. You guys are Fijian cowboys. Look at this little kid.
We're going now. Okay, we're going now.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Vinaka.
Pinaka bakaleru.
Bye. That was cool, right?
Yeah. That looked fun. I want to
I
go hang out
know.
with
I
them.
want to go hang out with those kids on horseback and chase cows around in the jungle.
And the dogs follow.
With the little dogs following. Looks like so much fun. Once we had our little morning horseback ride, we hopped back in the car and headed further south along the Coral Coast to the town of Sigatoka. Sigatoka is home to a vibrant market as well as a Fijian Indian community. There's a really beautiful Hindu temple on the mountainside as well as mosques. So it's got a really eclectic cultural blend, and the marketplace is a perfect place to really dive into that cultural mix. Okay, so we've driven down to the town of Sigatoka on the south coast here in the Coral Coast. It's a Saturday, it's a market day, and there's a thriving little market that we just drove by, so we've parked the car and we're gonna go check it out.
I asked the guy at the beach for a good local market, and he definitely, it seems like he directed us to the right place.
For sure, let's go see. We have stumbled upon the jackpot. All of the fresh produce, bananas, ginger, lots of little fruits and veg. Some of them recognizable, others not. Fresh fish back over there.
Taro.
This is taro root.
Yes.
Ah, wow, I've never seen the root itself.
Oh.
We have it growing in our garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can eat the leaves too, right?
Yes.
With coconut cream.
Very nice.
Very nice. So that's the taro root, which is a staple here in the Pacific. And then over here is the taro leaf, which is also edible, but you gotta boil it first. It's really good with some coconut milk. Which one's better? Root or leaf? Same? Definitely, in my opinion, one of the best parts about travel is going to local markets. It's just a really immersive, fun way to get a feel for the local culture, local cuisine. You understand food, you understand culture, and you can understand that by understanding the ingredients that they use, and there's nowhere better to do that than at a local market. So, very cool.
It's smelly.
Handmade coconut oil.
Wow.
Very nice.
So pretty. Wow.
This looks like some banana bread. We're not quite sure, but we're gonna try it. Hola. All right, well, we've found a really huge banana bread muffin for $2, and now we're on the search for a coffee because coffee and banana bread go together so well. Good? Strange.
Both. Different.
Strange but good. I mean, look at it. Yeah. It's like a loaf. Wow. Interesting. It's like very gelatinous.
Yeah. It's sticky. Really sticky.
I don't think it's banana.
No.
Internet, tell me, what is this made of? We thought it was banana bread.
Anybody know?
But I don't think it is. So while we're talking about Fijian culture, let's talk about kava. This is cool. This is kava? Oh. Kava is a drink made from the crushed root of the Yacona plant, which is native to the Pacific Islands. The name kava comes from Tongan and the Marquesan languages, meaning bitter. The root itself contains something called kava pyrones, which are used in modern medicine to treat anxiety, depression, insomnia, as well as other ailments.
It's good for sex, very good for sex.
In Fijian culture, kava is used as a social lubricant. Whether you're attending a wedding or a birthday or inviting people into your home, kava and the kava ceremony is the first thing that happens. So when my boat driver Simon offered my wife and I to come visit in his family home and have a kava ceremony, we were very excited and readily accepted. So this is Simon. He was my boat driver for surfing, and we're going to his village, and he's gonna show us his home village, right? Okay, shall we? Bula! Hey, nice to meet you. Naka. Bula. Hello. Bula.
What's your name?
My name is
My name is Wesley.
Hi. We have lots of gifts for all the little children. And everybody gets something and everybody can share. You gotta share with all your brothers and sisters, okay?
Gonna see this is how you're gonna mix the kava.
Okay.
See, this is you already pound it. Waka already pounded to make it powder. No law.
So what are you doing now, Simon?
Now I'm mixing it, the kava with the water. When it's powder, then mix it with the water.
Okay.
Yeah. This is how we're gonna mix.
And what is, like, in Fijian culture,
Yep.
why do you use kava?
It's like our traditional drink.
Uh-huh.
Every function you have in Fiji,
Uh-huh.
like if you getting a wedding,
Yeah.
birthday, this is the first
Ah.
thing we do. Kava ceremony first.
So what do you do now?
So I'm gonna ready to have a bowl each.
Okay.
Mandara tunang ko na on it. Clap one time and say bula.
Okay.
Clap one time.
Bula!
Bula. After that, after ending, then you clap 3 times. Clap 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Mara. Mara. Hey, wait ko. Hey, mo, wala tali.
Bula.
Bula. Mara. Thank you. Naka.
Vinaka. Thank you.
Bula.
Bula.
Tatamina, es que no entiendo qué. Mara.
Is it good?
Hey, one. Kava is like our Fijian beer.
Okay.
Vinaka. So that was pretty cool. We just sat down for a kava ceremony, and kava is a root. It's grown here in Fiji, and essentially what they do is they grow the root, they harvest it, and then they pound it, dry it, and then they take it and put it into like a sieve, into a cloth, and they infuse water with the root. And then essentially it has some mild euphoric feelings that come about from it. It's not really like alcohol, and it's not really like weed. It's maybe something in between. And it's good for sleeping. And actually it's been prescribed for anti-anxiety in traditional medicine. So this is really cool. This is a really awesome cultural experience, and thank you, Simon, for inviting us into your home for some kava. But no trip to Fiji is complete without visiting some of the outer islands. And the best way to do that is on a sailboat. Now there are a lot of different packages you can choose from. I'm sure that the concierge at your hotel or resort will be more than happy to explain all of the different options for you. We ended up going on a cruise run by Captain Cook Cruises, and we went to a small island named Tivua. Departing from the port in Nadi, we had an hour-long sail until we arrived to the private island, which had a whole array of different activities that you could choose from. Snorkeling, stand-up paddleboarding, kayaking, swimming, relaxing, as well as scuba diving. Okay, well, we've just arrived to Tivua Island. This is about a 45-minute boat ride from the main town. And we've got 4 hours here. There's snorkeling, stand-up paddleboards, kayaks, as well as scuba diving. I haven't gone scuba diving in a little while and I miss it, so I'm gonna go for a dive. There's some coral reefs off of the island and supposedly a little wreck to explore as well. So check this out, you guys. Look at this little shark. See that? Look at that shark. Little baby shark. Little baby black tip reef shark. Look at that. How cool is that? So yeah, there's a lot of wildlife here and very excited to get in the water, swim, and then come back up here and relax. We have that cabana right there. We've got Carrie, she's chilling, and we're gonna be having some sun. There's lunch that's gonna get served. There are unlimited beer and wine, although we probably won't indulge too much. And yeah, it's gonna be a nice little afternoon. Definitely worth it. My wife and I went snorkeling together, which was so much fun. The water is so warm and it's just an absolutely beautiful place to go for a snorkel. But I also wanted to explore a little bit deeper below the surface, so I signed up for a scuba dive. Are you ready? You want to go scuba diving? Oh, let's go scuba diving. But like I said, I'm willing to wager that one of the main things you want to do on this vacation or honeymoon is relax, because let's face it, Fiji is an incredible relaxing destination. So whether that means spending time by the pool, soaking up some vitamin D from the sun, or getting a massage at your resort, there are plenty of different ways to relax. I brought a really big book, a great novel, and I did my best to get as many pages of it read by the pool, relaxing, cocktail in hand, but there are lots of different ways for you to make the most of your trip to Fiji. So that's what we got up to on our honeymoon. It was a great trip. We're feeling so rejuvenated and inspired after it, and we're already thinking about the next time we can get back to Fiji for that next trip. So yeah, please, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments of your own, any tips of your own from your trip to Fiji, or any questions about your upcoming trips to Fiji, please drop those down in the comments section below. And once again, if you're not subscribed already, let's change that. Click the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos on my channel. And we will see you in the next video. Hope you all have a great day. Peace. Bula and Vinaka.